What if Captain America was a shield hero? Part 2. So, last time on Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, Goku unlocked his billionth transformation. Oh wait, we're not doing that? Sorry. So yeah, last time on What if Captain America was a shield hero? Yep. He pretty much everything happened in canon. He got you know what? Never mind. Watch the video and you'll see. So and definitely watch it if you're gonna watch this, cause yeah. So yeah, last time I left off, it was at when he enters the throne room. So yeah, this is what happens. So they walk in. The king sees 3 demi-humans and him, and he starts to say, well, and he sees that 2 of them are Okukos. It's like, double the shield, you finally show your true colors. You have 3 demi-human slaves, and 2 of them are Hokukos of all of them. Arrest him. And Moriyasu, Moriyasu and Nitsuki are, because Captain America just didn't really talk to them that much. He was mostly, interested in what would happen. What he was able to do. So, they don't really know much about him. All they know is that he was a hero in his last world. Yeah, so what ended up happening? But they hear that, and Captain America just shouts, they sort of get mad, and Captain America shouts, just wait. I'm not here to cause any trouble or anything, I just need to ask you something. He was like, why would you, the Devil of the Shield, ask me for anything? And why should I accept anything? And what is it you even want? What could you possibly want from me? Other than, your name cleared, which is never gonna happen. Captain America responds, I need medicine. I need, the most powerful medicine I can get, because nothing, I've been told that only one kind of medicine, or, only one kind of medicine can heal what this girl has. She has a hereditary illness, and she's not able to see nor walk. And I need some medicine to cure that. If I don't do that, then she will die very soon. I don't have any medicine to let her get better. I can't afford any medicine to let her get better, and I can't make any. So I need your help to save this little girl's life. And the king, sort of shocked at this, and so are the other heroes, and says, why would I help a demi-human, especially a Hokuko? And Captain America responds, don't think of them as demi-humans, just think of them as little children. There's a little child, and there's a child in need of help, and you are the only one who can provide it. The other heroes sure can't. And that sort of gets Moriyasu mad, but he's also he's more mad that he has slaves, and he just completely ignores what Captain America says. And he just shouts out, I think he said his name. It was Steve. It sounds so much different than now for me. But yeah, he just shouts, Steve, you have slaves, release them this instant. And Captain America responds, "Not now. I can't deal with you right now. I need the king's help." Or would you rather let a little girl die? A little girl that's both blind and is incapable of walking. There's only one thing that would be able to allow her to do things and allow her to live. And the king is the only one that will provide it, and that is able to provide it in time. And the king looks mad that he has to help Hakuko, and he just says, "I refuse to help Hakuko. Like, I refuse to help a demi-human, especially not a Hakuko." And he just and like Ren sort of notices this and asks, "What do you have against demi-humans and Hakukos, or specifically Hakukos?" He's like, "I have no need to share that." And Captain America just says, "No, although I can answer that question if you want." He doesn't like demi-humans and Hakuko specifically because he believes that they killed his sister in the war, although her body was never found. And like Ren was surprised by this, but then it and sort of just backs off. It's like, and the king just says, "How do you know about that?" And Captain America responds, "I learned about it after I learned who these kids' mother is." And why would that be important to me? Because if you don't help these kids, then a member of your family will die. Then a member of your family will die. And Moriosu takes that the wrong way, so does the king. And it just says, "Are you threatening me? Are you threatening my family? Are you And Moriosu just says, "Are you threatening the royal family?" And Captain America responds with, "I'm not threatening. If you don't help, then these children will die. And that means a member of your family will die. If you..." And if I didn't make it, I don't think I said this before, but when they walk in, Atlas, she says, "Brother, why are there two of you?" Because the king is a lot like her brother. And she still has the bandages, so the king cannot see her face. So, yeah. And the king responds with, you dare say that a demi-human is a family member of mine? I refuse to believe it." And he asks, "Well, if you don't believe me, then believe them. They're incapable of lying, so I'm gonna ask them who their mother is. I will believe you will recognize the name." And he turns to Fall. Yeah, well, that's weird to say. What is your mother's name? And he just says, "Lucia Fabule." And that shocks the king, but he immediately gets mad. It's like, and he just says, "You dare use my sister's name in vain? You dare lie to me and say that she has demi-human children?" And Captain America responds with, they're not lying. Their slave seal stops them from lying. They can't lie to me. If you would like to test, then I will gladly connect the slave seal to one of the other heroes to make sure that they're not lying, if that is what you want. I was like, "No, I refuse to allow it. I refuse to believe that my sister would have children with demi-humans." And I was if you don't want to believe, then fine, but at least get me the medicine. If you don't, then your niece will die. I need your help. She needs your help. And if you don't, then if you don't believe me, then allow an innocent little girl to die that has not been able to see at all in her entire life. And the king just gets mad and says, "Why would I help a demi-human who would lie to me?" And Captain America says, "Look, just please heal her, and I think you could probably see what I mean. I hear from Full that she takes a lot after her mother. And Itsuki and Ren say, Your Majesty, I believe you should help this girl. She's an innocent bystander, and she is why not help anyone who needs help?" And the king gets mad at this and says, "You would dare tell me to help a dang demi-human?" And Ren replies with, We now know why you hate demi-humans, but if what he says is true, then that would mean that the children are your family. And what would your sister think if you let her children die?" And the king responds with, I don't care what she would think if it's some random demi-human that lied to me about being her child. And I was like, but what if she is, what if they are her children? Just help me and I believe you'll be able to see. For a fact. Yeah. So, the king, the other heroes end up protesting more and more. After the king continues to refuse, until Moriyasu speaks up and says, "Although I don't condone slavery, I do believe that you should save a little girl, no matter who they are." And so the king eventually spits out the Yggdrasil. And just and he feeds it at Captain America thanks the King Alt-Cray, and says that I will pay you off eventually. I will pay off the debt at some point down the line, because I do not have the funds right now. The king's angry, but he feeds the medicine to Atlas, and they leave. And I say after she's able to walk now, albeit not very good. So she stumbled along, and after a week going by, he raises their level. And I'm gonna say he changed the party, the slave seal crest or party settings, so that they get 80% of the XP, and he gets 20 just to level them up quicker. And he'll eventually change it to 50-50. Of course, Full is level 20, higher than him. I'm gonna say he's level 15 by now. No, probably not level 15. Level 5? I don't know. So I guess he'd do it more like 60-40 instead of 80-20. He still needs to level up as well. But Full helps out and uses his fists to, like, physical attack with his fists to fight. If only so that they could, so that his sister could, like, although he doesn't trust Captain America, his sister, like, really likes him. And he eventually, like, so he gets them food. He gets them, like, he buys them more food with his funds. And they start eating it. And Captain America learns that Full is able to see, but not like see. He's able to like see key. Yeah, it's if you can't tell, that's sort of the reason why I made the Dragon Ball Z reference there at the beginning. He's able to see key because key is a thing. In this, so yeah, they do that, and he sees Full and Raftalia like sort of wagging their tails when seeing a ball. He gets them. Sorry, he gets Full gauntlets and Raftalia a sword, because that's how Full fights, and he's at higher level than Captain America. So there's that, and I would say that yeah. So they end up raising their levels, and because of Full, it goes by pretty quickly. They go to Loot Village, and like it's a rumor that the king helped out two demi-humans, and there's a separate rumor that the king has two demi-human niece and nephews. And by the end of the week, like getting a bunch of stuff, like Raftalia with her night terrors, and like Atla and Captain America comforting her. I feel like I'm focusing on Full and Atla a lot. I'll get to helping Raftalia. Atla has her bandages off, and Captain America's stunned. Like, I mean, she's said to, like, in the web novel, they say that she has, like, is really beautiful, or, or what he thinks, like, a really cute kid. She has, like, a really beautiful face, and, yeah, that. And although he hears about, how, like, demi-humans grow up as they level, like, after leveling up a bit, he is level 19, I'm going to say. 19, Raftalia is level 20, Full is level 25, because they grow up slower. And at this point, Atla, I think she had, I don't remember like, I haven't finished the web novel. I've only gotten to around, like, 201, like, chapter 201. I've only gotten to around there, so I don't know all of her abilities. I know she, like, wants to be a tank, but she has, yeah, from what I've heard, she ends up learning to, I think, learns to, I don't know, I'm gonna say she ends up learning magic, and, oh yeah, and since, like, he learns that the Hokuka were, like, warrior race. There's, like, how their level cap is 120, and they class up at level 50. So he learns that, and they eventually go on until they get to Loot Village. He decides, like, after hearing that they're about the ores, he ends up, yeah, he ends up hearing about, oh yeah, and I'm gonna say that he gets them armor, um, like gauntlets. Yeah, sorry, I think I said this before. Like armor for all of them, um, and I'm gonna say he keeps with his own costume. Although, like, I don't think like in the movies it gives like that much defense. It's just like a piece of cloth. I'm gonna say in this it's sort of like Spider-Man's, where it's like cloth, ish, but it's like metal and has. I'm gonna say it like has an AI in it other than Jarvis, where it like is able to observe data, like have a database, um, and able to like help him with that. And so yeah, um, and so like that observes, and that's I think it sort of like it I think it sort of absorbs into the shield, um, where yeah, there's that, and so yeah, so what ends up happening is um, yeah, yeah, they go in, they start mining for stuff, crystals, and they eventually come across the two-headed dog, and Atla notices this first because she's able, like she sees by sensing energy. Talia gets completely freaked out, and he sort of just tells Foal to um, back off a bit. Like although it's level 15, um, it's only level 15 because they've been hunting a lot of high-level monsters, so they get higher levels. And while it won't be able to hurt him, he still wants to like help. Like he sees that Talia has trauma with this, so he wants to help with that, and so he tells Foal sort of like just continue mining and take out any smaller monsters, just to keep them away from the big dog. Um, and tells Atla to like just to do that as well. And Atla, she does like defense magic because she wants to be the shield for now for me, or well, Captain America in this case. Um, but yeah, so oh god, he ends up learning, or he learns like the thing happens like he lets it bite into him, but not like it's not actually able to hurt him. But it just bites into him, and Talia freaks out by this, and he tells her to fight, and then like it pretty much goes like canon, but he doesn't actually get hurt. Um, and yeah, he ends up blocking the dual shield, and ooh, I'm actually gonna change what I said before, in the last video, where it's like the vibranium shield is like a special thing. I'm gonna say that's like I'm gonna say that's its default. Like it default, like it sort of mixes within the two. Like it has a like instead of a star, like it has a green gem, and sort of like changes the color scheme where it's like red. Sorry, not red, green and white. I'm gonna say that. So yeah. And yeah, so I'm gonna say all of his shields can absorb kinetic energy, and I changed it from friction because yeah, it's kinetic energy, not friction. I was making a big dumb. Um, so hey, this time I'm not actually using the mental script, so I don't think I can mess up like that. Um, but yeah, so um, yeah. he what is it like Raftalia gets over it a bit, and he tells them what he was and how he was a hero in his own world, and how he pretty much took on like world-ending disasters like every Wednesday, something like that, and like they're sort of in awe of him, except for Fall. Like he just doesn't trust him at all. It'll take him a long time to trust him. So yeah, um, Captain America. He ends up with he ends up helping Fall. Like Fall levels up a bit, and he helps get him to trust more people or himself, and thing. Well, then at the time of the wave, yeah, it's at the time of the wave, and so when they get teleported, I go to Loot Village, and he asks if he asks if they can tell if Loot has been evacuated, and then there's the flare, and he heads down saying that, well, I guess that answers my question. And so they run down, taking out things. Of course, this is different. They take them down much better, much easier, with Raftalia full and Atlas. And Atlas, I think, is able to strike weak points of stuff, because he's in the airstrike shield. Oh yes, he did unlock the airstrike shield with that. He unlocked that. So, and Atlas sort of points out weak points in it, how there's certain weak spots in it, which if a hit there can break it really easily. And so he starts to sense this, or after sparring with her, with her physical attacks, where it's sort of hits using ki or something like that. I don't know. I think the way they did it was infuse ki and for their attacks to sort of ignore defense. So she's actually able to hurt him. Although she's only a small level. So she's no, she doesn't have magic. She just uses her own ki to ignore defense. That's how she fights. She uses weapons, I think. But she's able to use magic, but that's not her main thing. She mainly fights, yeah, with that. So she can take down pretty much all the creatures with one shot. So yeah. This ends up happening, and after that, they eventually evacuate the citizens to inside the cave. Tell them that it's safe now that they cleared out the monsters, and that and so they take out the. I feel like I've gone back a bit, to sort of summarizing, but it sort of I'm sort of just gonna do that, until now, until in a little bit. So they defend and evacuate civilians until they're all gone, and they start fighting and driving back the monsters until they see a large points out that there's a large magical attack, or I think magical attack, because I don't think there's any other way that could have been like that. So there's a large magical attack, and that they need to that they need to hide behind Captain America's shield. So he does that, and it absorbs the kinetic energy of all the arrows that hit it. So it sort of just stops them, and they just drop. So yeah, well, that happens, and yeah. So when they hear the commander start laughing and just says, "We wiped him out pretty quickly." Huh. Then, like, Atla and Raftalia get really angry at this. Like, when they hear that, it's like, well, after he says, "Oh, the shield hero's here," I guess the defense of your shield really is notable if you can defend against that. I guess the rumors about your shield are true. Yeah. And Atla and Raftalia get mad at this. Raftalia attacks and gets blocked by the vice captain. Or, yeah. The vice captain. I think the guy was actually a captain instead of commander. Yeah, the vice captain. And jumps back. Atla about to attack, but Captain America holds her back after Raftalia. And he, Raftalia asks if they know that Master Steve was there. Wow, Steve just really does not work in Rising the Shield Hero. Or say Master Rogers. I'm gonna keep saying Steve. It just doesn't really work. I know it's a Japanese anime, but still. But yeah, so we'll do that. She asks that, and then Captain America speaks up and says, it really doesn't matter whether or not. Of course, what it does matter is that you caused more damage to the village than any of the monsters has caused. You're driving them back quite easily, especially since there's multiple members of my party that are very strong, and we evacuated all the civilians as well, so I believe you just destroyed most of the homes of these villagers. And so what, there's a group of knights that are shocked by this, and they look really remorseful. I think it's the guys that live in Loot, so yeah. It just says, I guess you guys have it handled here, so I guess I can just leave you guys to die. And he rushes at him. The captain thinks he's attacking, but the vice captain stops, because at this point he doesn't really care, since I think the vice captain might have been from Loot Village. I don't know, but he knows that I'm gonna assume not, since he wasn't in that group. I'm gonna assume that, yeah, he was just a person with good morals. So he sort of just let it happen, because he knew the shield hero couldn't attack the best, and two, I just had another idea for a different what if. I might do that after this one. I feel like that would definitely work. Yeah. So, this happened, and, yeah, so they sort of, he blocks the zombie from behind, and he has Full punch it, and sort of Full just punches down and crushes it, because it's he's at this point I think he's level 30, so he's really high level compared to everyone else. Like, honestly, I feel like that's what happens when you start, like, higher levels than everyone else. You just level up quicker. Like, compared to everyone else. Like, or slower. I don't know. You end up at a higher level. So, what ends up happening is, the king is surprised by this. Sorry, not king. Dang it. Captain. Um, yeah, so the captain, like, he saves the captain and says, "You want to die an honorable death? Like, is this what you want? Is that what you wanted?" Oh, yeah, because he commented that any casualties, um, were in defense of the waves. Like, in defense of the kingdom. So it'd be an honorable death. There we go, yeah. Of course, there were luckily none, because he evacuated them all. But yeah, and like I'm sorry, like while I'm doing this, I'm sort of deciding on like what ifs I like between two what ifs I want to do next. Um, I'll 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 do a poll if I figure out how. Um, so yeah, sorry. Um, so I'm gonna say that yeah, he they eventually fight the waves and the Khmer is defeated and he has like he starts to absorb things like zombie stuff because I don't know if he absorbed the monster's corpses, but he like decides to do that. And yes, he does know about the weapon copy system in this. Like he read it on the help menu, and he's like he was assuming that probably if it's able to transform, they might as well try it. So he went to Erhard's shop and um started doing some like having some stuff. I don't know, something like that. And um yeah, so what ends up happening yeah, they eventually go to they're invited to the party. Um and I'm gonna end it off here. Because yeah, I'm gonna end it off here because the duel I feel like that whole party and the duel needs to happen like in the next thing. So keep in like I'll see you next time. Bye.